So today we'll be discussing program status register instructions. This is one more category of instructions supported in ARM. There are two instructions supported for controlling the program status register. So ARM supports these two instructions, that is MRS and MSR instruction. Okay. So the ARM instruction set provides two instructions to directly control a program status register. So which are those two instructions? It is MRS and other one is MSR. Okay. So MRS instruction, it transfers the contents of either the CPSR register or SPSR register into the general purpose ARM register. Okay. And MSR instruction, it transfers the contents of a register, that is a general purpose register, into CPSR or SPSR. So just see the mnemonic here. It is MRS. So M, it stands for move, R stands for general purpose register, S stands for status register. So here R, in any instruction, first operand is the destination operand, second operand is the source operand. So in the mnemonic itself, you can get the explanation. So just see MRS, where R is the destination, S is the source. So that means contents of the status register, either CPSR or SPSR content, that will be transferred to a general purpose register. Okay. So just see the mnemonic, you can easily get the explanation. Hope it is clear. MRS instruction, what is the purpose? It is used to transfer the contents of either the CPSR register or SPSR register, so that into a general purpose register. Okay. So in the mnemonic itself, you can see MRS, where status register content we are trying to transfer to a general purpose register. Another mnemonic supported is MSR instruction. So what is the purpose of MSR instruction? So MSR, it transfers the contents of general purpose register to the status register, which may be CPSR or SPSR. Okay, so these are the two mnemonics supported. So for directly controlling the PSR, that is program status register, it is MRS and MSR. So MRS transfers the contents of either CPSR or SPSR to the general purpose register, and MSR transfers the contents of the general purpose register to CPSR or SPSR. Okay. So this is how we can perform the read and write operation to CPSR and SPSR. So using these two instructions, we are able to perform read and write operation to CPSR and SPSR register. So coming to the syntax of MRS and MSR instructions, this is the syntax. MRS is the mnemonic. We can specify the condition attribute to this. Followed by that, we are going to specify the destination register to which the contents of the status register is to be transferred. Then CPSR or SPSR. So this is the source operand you are going to specify. Okay. So the status register can be either CPSR or SPSR, current program status register or saved program status register. Its content can be transferred to the destination register that is specified as first operand in the instruction. Okay. MRS, condition attribute, which is optional, space RD, comma CPSR or SPSR. So this is the syntax for MRS instruction. Coming to the syntax for MSR, so the source operand can be either an immediate data or it can be a register. So what is the purpose of MSR? General purpose register content we can transfer to the status register, where the source register content, that is the source whatever you specify in the MSR instruction, that can be either a register or it can be an 8-bit immediate data. Okay. So for that, two syntax you are seeing here. So just see the second syntax, that is for MSR instruction. MSR within flower base we are specifying the condition attribute space. So CPSR or SPSR underscore fields you have to specify. What is this field and discuss, comma RM. So just see the syntax for MSR instruction. Hope the syntax for MRS instruction is clear. We'll specify the mnemonic MRS. Okay. And then we'll specify the condition attribute, which is optional. Then give a space, specify destination register, comma. You are going to specify either CPSR or SPSR. So it's a two operand instruction, that is MRS. Similar to MRS, MSR is also a two operand instruction. Okay. So since we are trying to write to the status register, in MRS we are trying to see to read from the status register, which is either CPSR or SPSR, whereas MSR, it is attempting to perform write operation to CPSR or SPSR register. So to which field in the CPSR or SPSR you want to write, so that has to be specified in the instruction. So by having underscore here. So MSR is the mnemonic, condition attribute is optional, then you need to give a space, then either you can specify CPSR or SPSR register. Any of these two status register can be mentioned as the destination operand. So it is not just the register name you have to mention. You should also specify to which field in that register you are performing the write operation. So, okay, underscore fields you have to specify. So what can be this field, that I'll give explanation a little bit later. So just understand the syntax here for MSR instruction. Okay, mnemonic is MSR, condition attribute, CPSR underscore field name I have to specify through one letter, or SPSR underscore field name I have to specify, comma RN. So each of this instruction is a 2 operand instruction. Okay, so MSR is performing the write operation to the status register. MRS is performing the read operation from the status register, and it will be transferred to a general purpose register. So here what can be the field is, so it can be any of the combination of control where the letter you have to use is C, extension where we have to use X as the field name, status yes we have to use, and flag F is the symbol you are going to use. Okay. So you know that in the CPSR register, so there are totally 4 fields. Each field is of 8-bit wide. If you can recall the condition flag or the CPSR register format, so it is a 32-bit register, that is CPSR, where it is having 4 fields, each of 8-bit wide. Correct? So what are those fields in the CPSR register you are finding? It is control field, extension field, status field, and flag field. So these are the 4 fields you are finding in the CPSR register. So for specifying that specific field in the instruction MSR, you are going to use these letters. Okay. If I specify CPSR underscore C in the instruction MSR, so that means you are trying to write to the control field in the CPSR. Okay, if you mention CPSR underscore X, okay, as the destination operand here for MSR instruction, that means you are trying to write to the extension field in the CPSR register. Similarly, if you just suffix yes, that is after underscore, then it is nothing but you are trying to write to the status field in the CPSR or SPSR register. Similarly, if you want to write to the flag field in the CPSR or SPSR register, there is a more significant 8-bit position in the CPSR or SPSR, then you have to specify the letter F after underscore. Okay, this is what you need to mention. Okay, so let me just give an example here. Say if I write MSR, okay, then if I specify CPSR underscore C, comma, say R0. If I mention like this, that means so R0 register content where the least significant 8-bit of the R0 register will be taken, that status will be written to the control field in the CPSR register. So you know R0 is a 32-bit register, CPSR is a 32-bit register. So how actually this MSR instruction works is, so it just takes that corresponding field data from the register and it writes to the corresponding field position. That is meaning it is, since it is C, control flag, so where the data will be written, it is the least significant 8-bit position in the CPSR register. So if I mention MSR, the instruction as MSR, okay, then CPSR underscore say F. If I specify like this underscore F comma R0, then which data will be written to the flag field of the CPSR register? It is a more significant 8-bit. In the R0 register, you know R0 is also a 32-bit register where you find 4 bytes, correct? So the most significant byte in the R0 register, that will be written to the flag field in the CPSR register. Okay, so whenever you are writing MSR register, you have to mention to which field you are going to write the data. Okay, this is the syntax. So in the second and third syntax, what you are seeing is MSR instruction, okay, and with condition attribute which can be optional, and you can either specify CPSR or SPSR as the destination. Not only the register name you have to specify, you have to put underscore and you have to specify the field to which you have to perform the write operation. So what are the fields you can have? It is only 4 fields for CPSR or SPSR register. That is control field. If you are writing to the control field, you have to use the letter C. If you are writing to extension field, you need to use letter X. If you are writing to the status field, you have to use letter S. And if you are writing to the flag field, then you have to use letter F. Okay. So these are the letters you need to write after underscore for writing to that respective field. And the source operand for MSR can be either a register or it can be an 8-bit immediate data. Okay. So if you are using register, as I told, so if you are writing to the control field, then from that register, least significant 8-bit will be taken. That will be returned to the control field. If you are writing to the flag field of the CPSR, the content of R0 register, then most significant 8-bit of the R0 register, that will be taken and that will be returned to the most significant 8-bit position in the CPSR register, which is the flag field. So similarly, if you write MSR space CPSR underscore, if you write E, extension field, comma, say R0, if you specify like this, then the next 8-bit, after least significant 8-bit, the next 8-bit data what you are having, that will be taken, that will be returned to the extension field in the CPSR register. Okay. Similarly, to the status register, to the status field, if you want to write the data, then what is the instruction you have to write? MSR space CPSR underscore S, comma R0, or any register it may be, the source register you can take, and it just takes that is from the higher order, after leaving the most significant 8-bit, the next 8-bit data what you are having, so that will be taken from the R0 register and that will be returned to the status field in the CPSR register. Okay, so this is about MRS and MSR instruction. So that's what we are seeing in this table. Okay. In the syntax, fields can be any combination of control, extension, status, and flag. And what actually they relate to, it is to the particular byte region in the program status register. So which are the 4 byte regions you find in the CPSR register? Control field, extension field, status field, and flag field. So these are the 4 byte regions. And for accessing that, these are the letters you have to use in the MSR instruction. Okay. So MRS, it copies the program status register to a general purpose register. So this is the operation performed. So whatever the destination register is specified in the instruction, to that content of the program status register will be copied. So where the program status register can be either CPSR or it can be an SPSR register. So MSR instruction, what it does, it moves the general purpose register content to the program status register, and that is to the specific field. So from the RM register, a specific byte data is taken and that data will be written to the appropriate field in the PSR register. So similarly, moving an immediate data, that is also possible using MSR instruction. You can move an immediate data to the program status register. That is the operation performed by the last syntax, whatever we have specified in this slide. Okay. So the immediate data, 8-bit immediate data will be taken, that will be stored in the field specified in the instruction, MSR instruction. Okay. So coming to one example on MRS and MSR instruction. So that is to enable the IRQ interrupt. So this example, what it is doing, whatever the instructions we are going to write, it is trying to enable IRQ interrupt. Enabling an IRQ interrupt means you need to clear the I bit in the CPSR register. So what is the bit number in the CPSR register? It is bit number 7. So in CPSR register, 7th bit, it is the I bit, that is interrupt, that is IRQ mask bit it is. If that bit status is 0, that means IRQ interrupt is enabled. If that bit status is 1, that means IRQ interrupt is disabled. Here what we are trying to do, we are trying to enable the IRQ interrupt by clearing that I bit to 0. Okay, this is what the operation we are trying to perform. So let us see the instruction. So this operation involves both the usage of MRS and MSR instruction. So since first we need to read the status of the CPSR register using MRS instruction, and then we are going to update that register content, and then we will write back that data to the status register. So this is what the read write operation we are trying to perform to the status register. Okay. So what is the first operation performed? See, MSR instruction will first copy the CPSR content to the register, say R1. In our example, we have taken R1 register to hold that status register content. Then BIC instruction is used to clear the 7th bit of R1 register. So after that, we'll again use that is the MRS instruction. So that MSR instruction to write back to the status register. Okay. So just see here, it is not just a minute, a slight mistake here. It is MRS instruction. It will copy the content of CPSR register into register R1, and after that BIC instruction is used, which clears the 7th bit of R1 register. Then R1 register is copied back to the CPSR, which field we are trying to copy. Since ith bit comes in the least significant 8-bit position in the CPSR register, we have to specify the field as C. So that's what I mentioned here. Let's see. In the precondition, what we are observing. So CPSR is having some, that is status NZCV. So all these flag status are 0. Q flag is 0. Just see I and F. IRQ interrupt and FIQ interrupts are disabled here. Capital I means that bit status is 1. So similarly, FIQ interrupt is also disabled here. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to enable IRQ interrupt. Okay. Then T underscore SVC. So this is the status in the CPSR register in the precondition. This is what we have taken. See, what is the first operation we are trying to perform? We are trying to read the data from the status register. That is which instruction you are going to use for this? It is MRS instruction. Just see MRS space R1 comma CPSR. So what it does, it copies CPSR content to R1 register. So after that, we need to just clear the 7th bit in the R1 register. So how to do it? We'll make use of BIC instruction. Just see BIC R1 comma R1 comma hash 0x80. You know how actually bit clear instruction works? 80 means it is 10000, correct? 0000. Yes or no? See, whichever bit you want to clear, so that bit status I need to take it as 1 for BIC instruction. You know the working of BIC. This is bit 7. Bit 7 in R1 register. So only that bit status we are going to take it as 1. So this is the mask value we are taking 0x80. So since bit 7 is to be cleared, so 80H is the data we are going to take. So what bit clear instruction will do? It takes the source operand, that is 80H, it inverts it. So what will be the data? It will be 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. This will be the data after performing the NOT operation. This NOT of this data, that will be ANDed with R1 register content. When you perform AND operation with this data to R1 register, then what happens? Bit 7 will be cleared. Performing AND with 0 will result in 0, right? So the final result will be bit 7 status will be 0 and rest of the bit status will be unaffected. It will be retained as it is. Okay. So this is what the operation performed by BIC instruction, bit clear instruction. I hope these two instructions are clear. MRS instruction, once it is executed, contents of CPSR gets copied to R1 register. Then BIC instruction is used to clear the 7th bit in the R1 register. How we are clearing the 7th bit in R1 register? We are performing BIC operation with this data 0x80. So 80H will be inverted first. You'll get 7F. So this data will be ANDed with R1 register content. So that only bit 7 will be cleared to 0 and rest other bits in R1 will be unaffected. Are you getting? So next what we have to do is just write this data to the CPSR register, that is to the control field of the CPSR register. See how to specify. Just see the instruction MSR space CPSR underscore C comma R1. Right? So we are copying back R1 register content to the control field of the CPSR register. where you can, after writing this data, what is the effect? You will see that the bit 7 in the CPSR register will be 0. So if the mask bit status is 0 in the CPSR register, what you can infer? So that particular interrupt is enabled. So what is the terminology we are using for CPSR bit 7 and bit 6? They are interrupt mask bits. If their bit status is 0, that means that interrupt is enabled. If that bit status is 1, that means that interrupt is disabled. So here we are trying to write the code to enable IRQ interrupt. Okay. So what are the 3 instructions we have written to enable IRQ interrupt? We have taken first the CPSR status to R1 register. Then we have performed BIC, we have used BIC instruction with this data. BIC R1 comma R1 comma hash 0x80, so that 7th bit in the R1 register is cleared to 0. So this data we are trying to write to the control field of the CPSR register. Okay. So this is how we are able to enable IRQ interrupt. So if it is asked to enable FIQ interrupt, then what is the change you have to make? Just see the post condition here. CPSR, rest other bit status are as it is. Only change you are seeing is in I bit. Earlier I bit value was 1. So after performing this operation, you can see I bit is 0. That means IRQ interrupt is enabled. Are you getting? So whatever the code we have written, it preserves all the other settings in the CPSR. It only modifies the I bit in the control field without affecting other bits. So we are trying to just make the 7th bit in the CPSR as 0 so that we can enable IRQ interrupt. Are you getting? So now if it is asked to enable FIQ interrupt, that means I need to just clear F bit. What change I have to make in the code? What is the change we have to make in the code? Anyone? Yes. What is the change I have to make in this code? Can anyone answer quickly? Hope you have understood these 3 statements.
Then 0x
0x?
0x40.
Yeah, simple, right?
40.
0x40, 40h. You need to perform that is BIC operation with the 0x40 as the data. The only change I have to make is in this code, I need to replace this hash 80h with hash 40h. Hash 0x40. So 40h means we are trying to perform a bit clear operation with this data. So 40h means 0100 See, so this is bit 6. So whichever bit you want to clear, that bit status you take it as 1, rest of the bit status as 0, perform bit clear operation. So what it does is it inverts this data. So after inverting, what you'll get is 1011 1111. This will be the data. This data will be that is ANDed with R1 register content. So after, what is the result of not and AND operation with R1 register content? You'll see that the 6th bit in the CPSR will be 0. That means FIQ interrupt is enabled. Okay. So if it is asked to that is disable IRQ interrupt, then what change I have to make to the code? Here we have written the code to enable IRQ interrupt. If it is asked to disable IRQ interrupt, so assume the status is I here. So precondition you assume it is lowercase I, meaning IRQ interrupt is enabled. I want to disable this IRQ interrupt. So what should be the modification to this code? How to disable the mask that is these two IRQ and FIQ interrupts? Disabling means what status you should find in that bit position.
0, ma'am.
Disabling, not enabling. Disable. What should be the status? Just now what you saw, to enable the IRQ interrupt, so in bit 7 position, you had value 0 or 1. After performing this write operation to the CPSR, can anyone tell what will be the status of bit 7 in the CPSR? After this last instruction is executed, can anyone tell what will be the status of bit 7 in the CPSR register?
0, ma'am.
0, right. 0 meaning we are trying to enable. Just see the first statement what I have written. So if you want to enable IRQ interrupt, the 7th bit in the CPSR status must be 0. So now what I want is, I want to disable the IRQ interrupt. Assume in the precondition IRQ interrupt is enabled. So initial status in the bit 7 is 0. So what should be the status in bit 7 for disabling that interrupt, IRQ interrupt? It should be 1, right? I need to write 1 to the bit 7 in the CPSR register. So what is the instruction I have to choose so that I can disable IRQ interrupt? What instruction I have to use? BIC will use for clearing. So this is the application of BIC instruction which we had discussed. So if you want to clear a specific bit in the CPSR register, we can make use of BIC instruction. If I want to set a particular bit, which instruction I have to use? Anyone? I want to replace this BIC instruction with some other instruction which will perform this operation. So if I want to disable IRQ interrupt, so this bit status must be 1. Which instruction I have to write so that I can set bit 7 in the CPSR register? I told to remember in general the instruction to be used to mask a particular bit, the instruction to be used to set a particular bit, the instruction for inverting the bit. Here we are trying to do the setting of the particular bit. So which instruction is required? Which instruction you have to use? Forgotten all the concepts what we had discussed so far?
Ma'am, we can do it by using and instruction, ma'am, but register contents will
No,
be changed, ma'am.
just answer the question. To set a particular bit, which instruction you have to use? To set. No, the
Or
truth is,
operation.
Or,
or
ma'am,
right,
or.
or. If you want, irrespective of input bit status, if you perform OR with 1, what will be the resultant bit status? It will be 1, right? So now tell me what is the operation I have to perform to disable IRQ interrupt? So this instruction remains the same. First, I'll fetch the CPSR content through the instruction MRS R1, CPSR. This is done. We'll fetch the status. Now we'll perform OR operation or, okay, R1, okay, comma. So with what value I need to perform OR operation? Or R1 with hash 0x. It is same data, right? 80H.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
80H. See, if I perform OR R1 comma hash 80H, what is the meaning? So only 7th bit status will be 1. Explicitly, we are writing 1 to the 7th bit status. We are performing OR operation. So then you write back this data to the CPSR register. Use MSR instruction, MSR CPSR underscore C, comma, you specify R1. See, if I execute these 3 instructions, what is the execution effect? So it sets bit 7 in the CPSR, meaning IRQ interrupt is disabled. Don't get confused with enabling and disabling of the interrupt. Okay. So in case of CPSR register, there is 7th bit, which is I bit. Okay. So if it's that bit status is 1, that means the interrupt IRQ interrupt is disabled. If that bit status is 0, meaning IRQ interrupt is enabled. So we are discussing 4 operations. So already 2 operations we have discussed. So one is to enable IRQ interrupt, the code you are seeing on the slide. And we also saw the code for enabling FIQ interrupt, where just you need to replace hash 80H with hash 40H so that it enables FIQ interrupt. The other 2 set of code what we are discussing is for disabling IRQ and FIQ interrupts. So if you want to disable IRQ interrupt, these are the 3 statements you have to execute. Take the CPSR content in R1 register and you are performing OR operation with R1 with the hash 80H and you are writing back this data to CPSR register. So if you want to perform that is the masking of FIQ interrupt, okay, that is if you want to disable FIQ interrupt, the only change you have to make in the code is just replace hash 80H with hash 40H. You need to write the instruction or R1 comma hash 40H 0x40. So once this instruction is executed, what happens is bit 6 gets set. That status we are writing to the CPSR register. So after the MSR instruction is executed, what you can observe is the 6th bit in the CPSR will be set to 1, meaning FIQ interrupt is disabled. Okay, these are the possible questions which you can expect on program status register instruction. You may be asked to explain with syntax that is PSR register, that is program status register instruction supported in ARM. So in addition to that, you may be asked to write the code to enable and disable IRQ interrupt and FIQ interrupt. So for enabling and disabling, you should know the code. If you want to enable, we'll use BIC instruction where we need to write 0 to that particular bit state position. If you want to disable, that means we have to write 1 to that bit position. That's why we can make use of OR instruction. Are you getting? Okay. So remember these points with respect to program status register instructions. So which are the 2 instructions supported in ARM under program status register? It is MSR and MRS. So MRS will perform the read operation. MSR will perform the write operation to the CPSR or SPSR register. So whenever you are writing MSR instruction, you have to also specify the field to which you have to perform the write operation. You know, there are 4 fields in the CPSR or SPSR register: control, extension, status, and a flag field. So to which field you have to write that letter you have to specify in the MSR instruction. So in this example, you are seeing to the control field we are trying to write, since the 7th bit and 6th bit, which are interrupt mask bits, okay. Since it is in the least significant 8-bit position in the CPSR, that is in the control field of the CPSR register, we are writing C, letter C for the CPSR. Okay. So depending on which bit in the CPSR you want to affect, accordingly, and in which field that bit is appearing, you have to accordingly take the field name here. Okay, in the MSR register. Is this clear? Have you all followed program status register instructions? Okay. So this is possible if it were to be privileged mode. Just remember that what important note you have to remember is in user mode, you can just perform the read operation from the CPSR, but you can update the flag field. But read write operation, full read write access to the CPSR is allowed in case of privileged mode. So this is what the point you need to remember. So this completes program status register instructions. So with this, we have completed all the instructions of ARM. Okay, we started with the data transfer instructions. So under data transfer instructions, we discussed so many instructions, that is move instructions we discussed, arithmetic instructions, then logical instructions, comparison instructions, multiplication instructions we have discussed. Then another category of instruction we discussed, that is branch instruction. What are all the branch instructions supported we have discussed. Then load store instructions we have discussed. 3 types of load store instructions, that is single register transfer, multiple register transfer, and swap instruction. And the next category of instruction we discussed was SWI, software interrupt instruction. Okay. And the last category of instruction which we discussed in today's class, it is program status register instructions. So under this category, these are the two instructions supported, MRS and MSR. So if you want to perform read-write operation to the CPSR, through these two instructions, it is possible. MRS for reading from the status register to the general purpose register, MSR to write to the status register. So that is the instruction support. So for MRS, we need to take the register as operand, whereas for MSR instruction, the source operand can be either a register or it can be an immediate data. Okay, so these are the points you need to remember. Is this clear? Have you all followed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.